Hey y'all, Rick Guy here, back again with another Timepieces for Tomorrow video. Again, if you're looking for the sweatshirt like I have, the t-shirts, the coffee mugs, the pint glasses, and more, you can find those linked down below. I've got my merch store links. And within this video, I just want to talk about 2022, now that we're here in 2022, and what Tudor should release in 2022. Now, the good thing about Tudor historically has released new wristwatch references a lot more frequently than their sister company, Rolex. And that's a positive. Now, you don't want to get into a situation, there's a lot of watch companies that release too much, too frequently, but I think Tudor's kind of doing it just right. You know, they're pushing out a lot more products than their sister company, Rolex. So what should Tudor release in 2022? Now, before we jump into 2022, I do want to jump back and say that in 2021, in my professional opinion, the Tudor Black Bay Chrono Reverse Panda, or Tudor Black Bay Chrono Inverted Panda, whatever you want to call it. It's got the primary dial is black, the sub dials are kind of a white silver. This, in my opinion, was the best release from Tudor in 2021. It's proportionally correct. Yes, it is 41 millimeters, but on the wrist, it's proportionally correct. I really like it. I wanted to go with the Panda, which is white primary dial, black subdials, but I found that the snowflake hands on the white primary dial on the Panda, it just didn't look as good. This right here is the best piece, the best timepiece that Tudor created in 2021. So that segues us into 2022. You know, what do I think Tudor needs to release in 2022? And also, what do you think that Tudor needs to release in 2022? You know, comment below and tell me what you think. And also any questions that you have or future video topics, comment below, because I'm always looking for more video ideas here on Timepieces for Tomorrow. But I think in 2022, it's only natural that Tudor will continue to grow their Black Bay line. Without a doubt, it would be hard for anyone to argue that Black Bay is, I mean, it's without a doubt, in my opinion, what has reinvigorated the Tudor brand. What has not only reinvigorated the Tudor brand, but what has enabled the Tudor brand to become not just a compromise or a secondary option for Rolex, but what is enabling Tudor to not only compete with Rolex, but, you know, to create its own brand identity and to compete with a lot of the other wristwatch brands, you know, not just Rolex. So in 2022, Tudor needs to do a few things. You know, number one, and they've done it in 2021 with a boutique-only edition, Tudor needs to bring out more Black Bays that have the Rolex Glide Lock equivalent. You know, that's the clasp where you've got the micro adjustments. You can adjust it if you get, you know, if your wrist expands or your wrist shrinks with the weather, sweatiness, or whatever, you can do that without having to use tools. You know, that's a great feature here on, for example, the Rolex Submariner 114060. The glide lock on it, being able to make those micro adjustments. Although I don't use it that often, it's nice to have it there. You know, so Tudor, in my opinion, should make that standard across all of the upcoming Tudor Black Bay releases. Not necessarily just Tudor Black Bay. I say Black Bay because it's really the only Tudor line at this point in time. Possibly the Pelagos I may like. I wish they would release a smaller Pelagos, but Black Bay is what has brought me to Tudor. You know, so Tudor needs to release that as a standard component in their 2022 and beyond Black Bay references. I think also in 2022, it's time for them to bring out Black Bay with ceramic bezel. Now, it doesn't have to be a shiny ceramic bezel. It can be a matte ceramic bezel so that it gives it that more vintage look. But, you know, the absence of a ceramic bezel in the minds of people that aren't necessarily watch collectors, they assume that since it doesn't have a ceramic bezel, that it's somehow an inferior product. Because they say, well, you know, I can go out and get an Omega Seamaster. You know, I can go out and get a Breitling. I can go out and get, you know, insert other wristwatch brand here. I can get it with a ceramic bezel around the same price point. Why doesn't Tudor have that? Why doesn't Tudor offer that in the Black Bay? Now, I think there is one Black Bay reference that may have ceramic. Well, yeah, the ceramic Black Bay, but that's an exception. I'm talking about across the board. And I think that would be an enhancement that would help Tudor in 2022. And it's not just for it's not just for non-watch people, but for collectors like myself that, if ceramic was an option, sure, I like an aluminum bezel, and I appreciate aluminum bezel because I know it develops a pleasing patina over time, which is desirable in the minds of most collectors. But for just someone that wants a nice wristwatch, something that's durable, something that's wear anywhere, a lot of those people are going to say, okay, well, if it doesn't have ceramic, in their mind it's somehow inferior. So for that reason alone, Tudor needs to release in 2022 ceramic bezel options for their Black Bay line. And then also, for me, I would like to have the option to get a Tudor Black Bay with a ceramic bezel. What I would really love to see in 2022 is not only a ceramic bezel from Tudor in the Black Bay line, but I'd like to see a Tudor Black Bay 58 with a ceramic bezel and the glide lock style clasp. And if Tudor releases that in 2022, that will be a huge win. Preferably something in a Coke or a Pepsi configuration. Because the GMT, now granted, I love, this, again, the Tudor Chrono, the Tudor Black Bay Chrono. This one is a bigger watch, but it fits right. It's proportionally correct. The Tudor Black Bay 58, in my opinion, is the perfect case size, the perfect wrist feel. The Tudor Black Bay 58, again, if they release in 2022, if Tudor releases a Black Bay 58 GMT in 2022 with a ceramic bezel and the glide lock style clasp, that will be incredible. They need to do that. But with that said, with the Tudor Chrono, even though it is larger, I feel that the case size and the case thickness is acceptable. However, with the current reference, and I think it was 2020 or 2019 when they released the Tudor Pepsi, the Tudor Black Bay GMT, the Tudor Black Bay GMT for me is too thick. And I think I perceive it as too thick, even though, proportionally, if you compared it to the Black Bay Chrono, there's not a lot of difference there. But I think it's just the design of the wristwatch, the Tudor Black Bay GMT, that it just feels too thick, too tall on the wrist. Because it doesn't have the pushers. It's not a chronograph. It's a GMT. So the perfect wristwatch for Tudor to create in 2022, in my opinion, would be a Tudor Black Bay 58, which again, this is 39 millimeters. They released that with a ceramic bezel and the Tudor equivalent of the Rolex Glide Lock style clasp. And that is going to be a winner. To borrow from Archibald Chesterfield III, AC3, check out his channel if you haven't, youtube.com/Archie Luxury. But to borrow from Archibald Chesterfield III, he would probably say winner, chicken dinner. So that's what Tudor needs to release in 2022. What do you think that Tudor needs to release in 2022? Should it be another Black Bay? If so, what would you like to see? Or do you think they need to release a new product line? We often forget that Tudor has more than just the Black Bay. They got the Pelagos, which a lot of people like. I want to like the Pelagos, but in 2022, what I would like to see is a 40 or 42 millimeter Pelagos with a stainless steel case and stainless steel bracelet. I think if Tudor would release the Pelagos in stainless steel with a slightly smaller case size, again, 40 or 42 millimeter in stainless steel, I think that would be a real winner. Because that's a cool timepiece that I would love to like, but I'm personally not a fan of titanium. Some people like titanium. I'm personally not a fan of it because it's lightweight, and I subconsciously perceive a lighter weight wristwatch as something of inferior build quality. When that's not necessarily the case, but for me, I can't get in the mindset to be able to wear a titanium wristwatch. Maybe y'all like them. I'm sure a lot of people do, or Tudor wouldn't release it. But I'd like to see a stainless steel Pelagos with the mechanism they have for the micro adjustments in the Pelagos. That's cool. I think I would eliminate the see-through part. I know they're making it look like a tool watch, but if they just made it solid and had that same mechanism, that would be fine. I think aesthetically it would be a better design. So I think the Pelagos would be cool. we often forget Tudor has some other things. Now, they discontinued the North Flag. That was kind of an under the radar wristwatch. I regret not picking one of those up. I was in the Rolex authorized dealer in St. Thomas and tried on the North Flag. This was several years ago. Tried it on with the stainless steel bracelet option, and that was a phenomenal piece. It was unique, and that's going to become a future classic. I doubt they will re-release the North Flag. Another cool one is the Tudor Advisor. That's kind of a piece. It's got the alarm complication. That's something that a lot of people, with Tudor tend to overlook. But again, not going into all that other stuff, I'm not a fan of the Tudor Royal. And I don't mean this in an insulting way, but I think that's a poorly executed wristwatch from Tudor. And I don't know. What do y'all think about the Tudor Royal? Comment down below. I want to see, like I said, I want to see the Black Bay 58 GMT with the Rolex Glide Lock style micro adjustment bracelet with a ceramic bezel. I think that would be awesome. Even if it's just black, black, black. If they don't offer a Coke or a Pepsi Black Bay 58 GMT, just the black. I think that would be perfectly acceptable with ceramic. Tudor, again, with the alleged price increases for January of 2022, Tudor is perfectly positioned now to make their offerings more upmarket. They've always seemed to kind of keep them cheapened up and this, that, and the other. That's not the case with Black Bay, but they've always tried to stay a little bit below Rolex so that people wouldn't preference them over Rolex. But now, because of the Rolex shortage and the Rolex price increases, it's time for Tudor to become more upmarket. It's time for Tudor to break away from just being the little sister of Rolex and really bust out and create some solid stuff. So to do that, swing for the fences. Black Bay 58 GMT, Glide Lock style clasp, ceramic bezel, boom, you got something great. And also these faux rivets, these fake rivets, do away with these fake rivets. That is a point of controversy, and I don't even notice them when I'm wearing these wristwatches. But do away with those faux rivets, and you'll make your collector base a lot happier. And some people like those because they think, oh, it's vintage inspired, but they're fake rivets. Do away with the fake rivets. Fake rivets. Rivets. Do away with them. So those are my opinions. What do you think? Comment down below. Be sure to subscribe. Ring that bell icon when you do, and that'll notify you whenever I post another video. And tune in to all of my Timepieces for Tomorrow live shows. Subscribe. You can watch my previously recorded live shows. Just go to timepiecesfortomorrow.com. You can also check out all my previously recorded Timepieces for Tomorrow videos. Now, if you're a pre-owned wristwatch dealer, I am looking for a relationship with a pre-owned wristwatch dealer. What I need is someone reputable that can provide me with wristwatches to review. So, ultimately, I've only got a handful of wristwatches. So I need a relationship with someone that can provide me access to an abundance of wristwatches, all different brands, not just Tudor, but all different brands. And that's what I need, because I need content to showcase on this channel, content to obsess over, content to answer questions about. So if you're interested in that, the best way to get me is my Facebook page, facebook.com/IRIXGuy. And you can send me a direct message there or comment below, and I can reach out to you, go to your channel and see if I can track down your website with an email address or whatever. So thanks for your viewership, everyone, and tell me what you think down below. Again, what should Tudor release in 2022? Tell me what you think. Y'all have a good day. Hey y'all, Captain IRIXGuy here. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to subscribe. It's youtube.com/IRIXGuy. And ring that bell icon when you do to be notified whenever I post another video. Thanks for your viewership, and y'all have a good day.